I guess how tough was that decision and how is he?
Yeah, I feel for Jayden first and foremost. You know, like any player, you get this close to the start of the season and you've put in a lot of hard work and then for it, you know, to sort of unravel a little bit so close to the start of the year, I feel for him, but it's nothing long term. It's more precautionary than anything. You know, we want to look after that young man, so he'll be back in no time. But with that opens up obviously the opportunity for Locky Ilias. We're really glad that he's here at this club. From day one, he's added a lot of value, and so now he gets an opportunity, maybe somewhat unexpected, but an opportunity round one to prove his value, and by just simply doing his job. So, yeah, one door closes, I guess, but another one opens.
Was it a moment in particular for Jayden that where he did it, or is it something he's been sort of nursing over a couple of weeks and it did just get a little bit worse?
No, it was a moment, but it wasn't a significant moment. Like, it was an innocuous kind of, you know, warming up for training. Felt, you know, not 100%. You know, felt tight, so it didn't actually go per se, but felt tight. So we looked after him, and then on further investigation, just saw enough there to decide to be careful.
And you mentioned Locky Ilias, who's obviously new to the club. How much is he looking forward to getting in there, and what was the conversation he had with you?
Yeah, I think he's a pretty calm guy, Locky, but I think deep down he's really excited, and he's really, and so he should be. Like, it's not always a straight path for these young guys. Their football career, there's ups, there's downs, you know, there's hurdles, and the last 2 years have probably felt really tough for that young guy. So he came up here for an opportunity, a fresh start. We promised him that, and yeah, I'm stoked that he's here, not just because he's able to step in this weekend, but he's just added nothing but value the whole pre-season. So the request for Locky is just to go out and do his job. He's fit, he's healthy, he's confident, he's happy, he's in a really good space to play well this weekend.
And Arama Howe won the battle for that back row spot. What have you seen from him that's given you the confidence that he can get that job done, especially over someone like Josh Paxton?
Yeah, it was really tough. You know, that's been an open, I guess, competition all pre-season. And, you know, Arama got a good opportunity in that last trial, and I guess sort of showed us all what we know's there. Like, he's a guy with immense talent and ability and potential. He's also on a journey about, I guess, getting the professionalism side of being a full-time rugby league player, right? And he's still on that journey. Like, he's not there yet, but we've seen certainly signs over the last few weeks where he's really started to focus more on his preparation and take it a little bit more seriously. And with that, you're seeing a more well-rounded product. So, yeah, it was a tough decision. It was very close, but ultimately, you know, what he did in the final trial was a little bit undeniable, and he's earned his opportunity.
How would you describe his relationship with Siali and Jojo out on that edge?
Yeah, good, on and off the field. Like, they're never too far away from each other, those guys. They've formed up a nice little friendship, and then on the field, you know, it's let's be honest, it's relatively inexperienced, but again, I reward guys that deserve it, you know, and those three guys have just gone after it all pre-season, worked really hard on their games, on their themselves, and so they left me basically no choice but to pick them, and the fact they're on the same side of the field, as I say, I think there's a friendship there, and that will help with connections under pressure on Saturday.
You gave Siali the little bait and switch on his, I guess, when you gave him the good news.
Yep.
Doesn't seem like the kind of guy it's fair to do that to, but how did he take the news?
Yeah, it's a big moment for any young rugby league player. I was really fortunate enough to experience it myself, and you know, there's a lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes from a young age to give yourself an opportunity to maybe one day play in the NRL, and again, it's not always a straightforward path, and for that young man, he's had to come up here for an opportunity, nothing promised or guaranteed, and to be frank, we probably didn't see this coming so soon for him. We saw him as a bit of a project, but I think, again, from day one, he we were taken by the way he went about his preparation, the energy he brought to the group, and the boys love him. You know, they love having him around the place. And then again, you know, you look at the trials and you just look at a guy and you go, well, I think he's ready. You know, and there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be some turbulence at different times because he's a rookie, right? But again, he's absolutely earned it. He deserves it, and you know, it's a privilege to be able to give that young man his debut jersey.
For you personally, I guess it's the first time you've been able to deliver that news as a NRL head coach. Is that something you'll remember as well? Yeah,
it's probably the best part of what we do because, as I say, you know what's gone into it. And not every young aspiring footballer gets to live out their dream, right? So when guys do, it's special. So to, I guess, be in my position where you have that responsibility and privilege to deliver that news to a young man, it's not lost on me, yeah.
And having spent a fair bit of time in the Sharks system, you definitely would have a bit of an idea of what goes on behind the scenes there and what they're going to bring to round one. How much has that weighed into your preparations for this week?
Listen, I've probably made a point of not overdoing it in terms of our opponent this weekend. Like, I could have probably spent all week talking about them, to be honest. I guess is the familiarity I have with that club and that playing group. But I'm really on this, and we are on this path to getting ourselves right and getting our game right and becoming a team that our people can be proud of. And so I just made that decision to make it all about us. You know, we're still chasing who we want to be, and we'll continue to do that all year. So, yeah, I in the back of my mind, there's a lot there that I know about the opponent, but I've really made a point of making it about us this week.
It seems like the kind of game that's going to be won and lost in the middle. How much are you relying on, you know, the entire squad to get in there and help out the forwards as much as possible?
Yeah, I think any game, the middle third holds the key. You sort of gain ascendancy there. It goes a long way to winning a game of football. And again, I have full admiration for the middle of our opposition, and I've got absolute faith and confidence in our middle. So I think it'll be an enormous battle there on the weekend. I really do. There's some egos in the middle of the field there, and I guess, to your point, it's not just those guys in the middle of the field that can contribute to that part of the field, if that makes sense. You know, we've got, I think, a football side that can create a bit of havoc in the middle part of the football field, not just our middles, yeah.
The Storm put on a pretty big score last night against the Eels, and you guys put a pretty big score on the Storm, albeit a trial. Does that give you and the squad a little bit of confidence?
No more so than what we got out of that game. Like, you take what you like out of trials, right? You know, some more established teams go into trials probably just looking to get some match fitness. For us, we needed to go into the trials to get a better idea of our players. We needed to get some confidence in our work and some belief in our game. And that's what we got out of the trials. So for us, there was a lot to gain out of that. Last night doesn't give us any more confidence or belief, but certainly, yeah, the way the performances, not the results, is what we were really pleased with from the trials. We saw glimpses of the team we want to be, and we saw examples of the type of football that, whether it's a trial or not, will hold up in competition games. So, yeah, we're under no illusions. It starts for real now. We're going down to a hostile environment against a really good football side, but yeah, we were able to build some confidence throughout the trial period, and we just need to take that into tomorrow.